So, you're looking to change your voice and you came here to check out this video and see if I could help. Well, this channel is called Improve Your Voice, and if I wasn't able to help you change your voice, then maybe I'm kind of in the wrong job. My name is Darren McStay, and before we continue on with this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips throughout this and a bonus one at the end, which relates back to all the other 5 tips, so I want you to stick around. But also, I've been getting messages from YouTube, before we carry on, that I have to start asking you guys if you would hit the like button, notifications, to subscribe if you haven't already, because they would like to see my channel grow more, and the algorithm is really in charge of it, not me or them. So if you could do that, it would really help me creating more of these videos and actually be able to reach more people who might be in the same situation as you and looking to help improve and change their voice. Right, the very first thing that you really need to change your voice is to understand that your voice is created by your instrument, and your instrument is your body. Now, to better explain this, I'm just going to show you a little bit on this guitar, because a guitar, you can quite easily see, is an actual physical instrument. Sometimes people don't really understand that they are an instrument for their voice. But this has a body, okay? This has a neck and a head. Now, these vibrations created by the strings resonate within the chasm, so the deeper the guitar, often the beefier the sound. And that's a bit similar to our instruments too. If we have, often you see opera singers, big opera singers like baritones and bass, tend to be bigger people, because the tubes that are inside that resonate the vibrations created from our vocal folds seem to create a deeper sound. And I'm just going to give you an example of also how knowing that your body's an instrument will affect how you change it. Right, so that was a bit of Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to understand that this instrument is outside of the player, okay? This instrument, this guitar, is separate to me, the person playing it, yet I still need to use my fingers and whatnot. And I need to know and understand where I can play and what I can play and how to create chords and what notes to hit. That's the same with speaking and singing, but look, what happens if I detune this? Move the strings round in different ways. Right, so I'm going to play the same thing again and just see what happens. As you heard, it was absolutely terrible. So it doesn't matter how much I know about playing the guitar, it doesn't matter how good my fingers are and how dexterous and what theory I understand, if the instrument is not in tune, it can't play at its optimum, all right? And so this idea that our body is an instrument is really crucial so you can change your voice, because once you understand that and you acknowledge that, you can then start to make the changes that will have an effect on your voice. And look, they're all physical, okay? Everything about using your voice, apart from the emotional and the mental, like knowing what you're doing, is pretty much physical. So if you can work and manipulate that out, you're going to have a much more dynamic range when you're using your voice. You'll have much more flexibility, and that's what's going to help you change it to from where it is to what you want. Which brings me straight on to tip 2. Air is what supports the use of your voice. And of course, breathing is a physical, automated action that we do all the time. However, if you're speaking or singing and you want to be able to change the way you sound, air is what's going to do that, because air feeds our body with not only nutrients, but it also helps the way we use that air creates the vibrations that are made with our vocal folds, and it actually sends the vibrations, the words or the song outwards. So by understanding and being able to control our breath in a way that is more beneficial to our voice, then we will understand how we can better control and change our voice, because we will have the options, because we'll have the flexibility in our system. So We don't have to understand what your diaphragm is. You don't need to do that. But there's a few things that you do need to understand. One is that you need to let go of your belly to allow air to drop in. Now, this does not mean breathe into your belly. No, 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 no. This is where a lot of people get mistaken. Of course, when you breathe in, your diaphragm is actually moving your organs out of the way. You are moving your organs around your body. And this tends to push your belly out, but we don't aim for that. Because what happens is if you try to push your belly out, you're arching your back, therefore limiting the air that can get into your lungs because your intercostal muscles won't be able to open at the back. Now these are your rib muscles and they're also very important in breathing. So my point here is, if air is what controls the ability to use our voice and change it the way we want, what we want to do is make sure that we're allowing for it to happen by looking at our posture. Okay, and so relaxing the belly, relaxing our shoulders, keeping our knees not straight but slightly unlocked when we're standing to speak or sing will give you a bit more flexibility and a bit more dynamics, because we want to think of our voice as something that's gentle and soft. And so when we breathe in, we want to take in enough air to support our voice. When we have enough air, we can get higher notes, we can sing lower notes, we can sing or speak longer phrases. We can also be quieter, because sometimes quiet sounds take a lot more air than the loud ones. So the idea of having flexibility and control is all down to the amount of air we allow ourselves to breathe in. And you won't do that by having a tense stomach, and you won't be able to do that by having an arched back or by having locked knees. So get these out of the way, learn to relax as you breathe, and take in enough air to control and support the way you want to speak or sing. And so if there's one thing to understand, A, your body's an instrument. B, you need to be able to take in enough air to control the way you want to speak, how you want to. Because I don't know how you want to change your voice. So because I'm not with you and I don't know exactly how you want to change your voice, I'm just suggesting that air is such an important part of it that you should consider maybe changing the way you breathe in order to change the way that you speak or sing. And I'd love to know what it is that you specifically want to change about your voice. So do leave a comment in the boxes below, because I'd love to get back to you and actually maybe even make a video on some of your stories and make a video around the specific items that you want to change in your voice. I'm sure there's lots here on this channel, and again, if you haven't subscribed already, do it and hit the notifications bell, because I've got over 250 videos and a lot of them are very useful to some of these changes we're talking about and to breathing like I just mentioned. Which brings me on to number 3, relaxation. Now, I talked about the posture of the body and how that's important, and the softness, and how being soft and in good posture will allow our breathing system to work. But when we're relaxed, our voice is able to allow the spaces on the inside to really open up and be flexible. So when we choose to change our voice and we choose to adopt different habits and start to sound different, any tension will restrict that, and they will bring our voice back down to just one sound, and we might not like that sound. So if you're watching this video, it's because you want to change your voice. So my suggestion is to find relaxation. One of the common key areas that tension restricts and affects the voice is in the head, neck and shoulders. So you want to find ways, maybe go and get a massage, maybe massage yourself, maybe you've got a friend or a partner or a parent who can help massage your shoulders for you. But it's really key to keep these areas round your neck, around the shoulders, around the head relaxed, because this is going to have a direct impact on the flexibility and range that you can use your voice. So if you want to change it, you've got to really consider your body as an instrument which needs to be relaxed in order to function at its best. Another good thing you can do is to swing your arms, no higher than your shoulders, but keep your knees unlocked and swing it down. You could do this 20 minutes a day. Breathe, relax your belly as you do it. And so just by doing this, you're gradually and gently going to start relaxing the shoulders and having that tension drop away. And this is going to be really good at helping you change your voice from whatever it is to the way you want it to be. Relaxation is key. Number 4, it's a good idea to practice dexterity exercises. Now, I've gone through these quite a lot on my channel, and dexterity isn't just about doing tongue twisters, because you can do tongue twisters and just reel them off and not really get the benefits. And the reason behind that is often to do with the intention. So if sometimes the intention behind your words will have an impact on your ability to use them. So taking dexterity exercises such as tongue twisters, or like my favorite one on this channel, which is badaga padaga bodaga podaga budaga pudaga bidigi pidigi bedige pedige, and manala lavaza monala lovazo munila duvazo mililivizi meneleveze, are both great at getting you to use your mouth in different ways. But if you take those and just do them on their own, they're not going to have as great an impact on your voice as you know, and help you change so much. So putting an intention behind them, almost like you don't consider them being mumbo jumbo, which they kind of are, but you use them to direct energy towards speaking. So you put some attitude or idea or emotion behind that, and the way you can do that is to pick an action or a verb, like a transitive verb, something that's moving, something that's you can offer to people, you can give. Now, if you're doing these exercises on your own, let's say we're doing the badaga badaga bodaga podaga budaga pudaga bidigi pidigi bedige pedige one, and you're on your own, no one's listening, your neighbours aren't going to call the police, and your dog's not going to sort of run, try and bite your leg, then you can do this and try and think of that you're talking to someone as you do it. And as you're trying to think that you're talking to someone, maybe give an attitude, maybe think, okay, maybe I'm telling that person off. Badaga padaga bodaga podaga budaga pudaga bidigi pidigi bedige pedige. Give it some attitude, you know what I mean? Or you could be someone who's flirting. Like, badaga padaga bodaga podaga budaga pudaga bidigi pidigi bedige pedige. So use like different kind of like actions and verbs in order to enliven and give something of worth to the words you're using, even if the words don't mean anything. This is going to do two things: not only make you more dexterous with the exercise of doing these, and if you want more of these, I'll go into more detail on that exercise and others in this video here. What I'm saying is that dexterity is not just the use of your articulators, it's also the way you see things and the way, you know, the attitude that you put behind the words that you're speaking. So consider that if you want to change your voice. Sometimes it's not just about the physical instrument, sometimes it is about the emotion or the attitude or what you're trying to present. If you can change that and master that, then you'll have a much bigger range and you can change your voice the way you want it to, okay? So on to tip 5, and don't forget I've got a bonus tip after this one, so stick around. It's going to tie everything together and hopefully make some sense about how you can go about doing all these things. The next one is actually a bit of an exercise and also a relaxing technique. I've talked about it many times, I'll continue to talk about it till the end of time, and it is yawning. Yawning is such a good thing to do. But now, when I say yawning, I don't mean opening your mouth up really wide. I mean yawning, but keeping your mouth closed, like this. So you're yawning from the inside. Now, this is a way to expand some of those tunnels, those tubes in your instrument, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video. You can expand and contract them. Yawn, expand and contract, expand and contract, expand and contract. And so by doing this, you're actually exercising and pulsating, and it's almost like you've got elastic. These tubes are elastic, you can make them wider and then they relax again. And when you do this well, you start to train the muscles that are involved in, you know, in the mouth, the soft palate, all around, you know, down here, and the voice box to become more limber and to have more dynamics. So when you do try to change your voice, manipulate your voice, or do something new with it, they will be ready for you and able to actually expand naturally, and they'll be exercised in that way. So it's a great exercise for dexterity, and it's a great exercise for exercising and even quite relaxing as well, because once you have a bit more, it's like stretching your legs, you know. If people want to get more flexible, they go and do yoga. It's a similar exercise, but, you know, on the inside. Well, don't forget, don't stretch your jaw open, and don't eat dislocating anything. Just keep your mouth shut at the front and open up the areas at the back. This is such a good exercise. Do it. It will help you change your voice. It'll help improve your voice and just give you the dynamics and, you know, flexibility that you want. Right, so I've got a bonus tip coming up. Don't forget, you've got to check out other videos on this channel. If changing your voice is what you want, there's so much on here. And I had my first singing lesson like about 29 years ago with a man called Roger Kane, and I walked in there with a Pantera CD, stuck it on his desk and say, I want to sound like that. I couldn't sound like that, it took me a while, but he taught me some very aggressive styles of singing at the time, which himself, having been a rock singer in the past, were very useful, but also could be, without training or being in the room with someone, quite damaging. And I continued to sing in bands all through my 20s, and then I got into speaking and acting, and I did articulation speech courses, I did a master's degree in acting, and I've been working with people on their voice for, around 12 years now. And so that whole journey has given me certain insights into what it is that's needed for people to really improve, and sometimes it's emotional, but often it's physical. And so before I give you this bonus tip, I want you to just consider that. Go through the channel. Things don't happen overnight, all right? Things do take time. The body is soft. It's gentle. You want it to be gentle, and you want to be nice to yourself, kind to yourself. Don't try and change things overnight. Things do take time. Like I said, 29 years ago, and I'm still not sounding like Phil Anselmo from Pantera. But then the reason for that, and I'll tell you in this next tip, is because of consistency. If you want to get anywhere, if you want to do anything with your voice or in life, whatever it is, you need to be consistent. I mean, daily consistent. Every video of mine will tell you this, but this is the bonus tip, and it's the most important thing. Whatever it is you choose to do, whether you go through my channel, whether you don't believe in the stuff I talk about, whether you haven't enjoyed this video or got nothing from it, whatever it is you do when you take away, I want you to be consistent. I want you to stay with it every day, and I want you to be able to understand that things take time, but those small baby steps that you take every day, those small little foundational building blocks that you put on, are building slowly, slowly, slowly. They're building a tower. You're building a castle, okay? A fort. You are building a city. You are creating, you are growing a little bit every day. So do it. Stay consistent. It's the most important thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, my name is Darren McStay. This is Improve Your Voice. And look, if you want to know more, visit my website. The link is in the box below. I'd love to see you there. I've got a few extra things on the website as well that you can check out that aren't here on the channel. And there's some PDFs, printouts for the other videos that have got some tongue twisters and dexterity exercises for you. And of course, you can always sign up to the free first week of my 8-week course to check it out and see if that's the kind of thing that you want to do. That week is on breath. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. This has been How to Change Your Voice. I am Darren McStay. This is Improve Your Voice. And until the next time, look after your voice.